story, the search for a U.S. service member after 2 American warplanes were downed in Iran yesterday. One member of the F-15 fighter jet crew was rescued, but it's not known what happened to the other crewmen on board. U.S. and Iranian officials also say an A-10 Warthog being used during the search and rescue mission for the first downed aircraft was shot. That pilot was able to safely eject over the Persian Gulf. In Israel, emergency services say one person is injured from shrapnel after a missile attack from Iran that was intercepted. Let's now go to Elizabeth Palmer, who was in Tel Aviv this morning for the latest. Liz, good morning.
Good morning. It's now been well over 24 hours since that F-15 went down, and we've still had no official word from the Pentagon on an intensive search and rescue mission that's underway now and, in fact, went on all night. From the president, we've just heard him claim that the incident is not going to affect any negotiations that may or may not go ahead with Iran.
Here are the helicopters yesterday flying over southwestern Iran looking for the fighter plane's crew and being shot at by local men. Not only was one of these F-15 fighter planes shot down, but so was a heavy warplane called a Warthog, which had been part of the rescue mission but was hit and crashed over the Persian Gulf. The first signs of the F-15 had appeared on Iranian social media, fragments of the plane on the ground, including what appeared to be the crew's ejector seat. And to underscore the danger of these rescue operations, the Black Hawk helicopter that managed to pick up the fighter pilot was in turn hit by ground fire that injured some on board. This morning, one airman remains missing. Iranian television promised a reward to anyone who turned the American in alive. As you might expect, Iran is congratulating itself for downing these U.S. planes, but it's still taking a pounding from the air by the Israelis and the Americans. To add to the damage inflicted this week on infrastructure, including a bridge in northern Tehran, which Iran said killed 8 people, and the landmark Azadi Sports Complex in the capital, which is home to Iran's national soccer team.
The loss of the 2 aircraft certainly cast doubt on President Trump's statement last week that the Iranians had no anti-aircraft equipment left and that its radar was or had been annihilated. Kelly?
Elizabeth.
All right. Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Recha Chodesh. All right, I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone with Ruel. And I want to give peace, greetings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity, throughout the 4 corners of the earth, and the brothers that's not wavering in the faith, being diligent in this truth. I say shalom to you brothers, and I say shalom, to the few sisters that believe in all meekness and humbleness. I say shalom. I'm your brother Zakaria from GMS Miami Camp, and Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham Recha Chodesh, Adon Ratazah, that means Lord willing. Also, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect of the nation Israel, And my lesson today, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham Recha Chodesh, it's basically on, current events, what's going on around the world. You just seen, all right, this video that I just, showed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashai, that Iran, they shooting down fighter jets, man. All right, and he's showing that what Donald Trump is a damn liar. All right, and he in what he's telling to the citizens of the U.S. All right, these Babylonians. All right, because America is Babylon the Great. All right, the daughter of Babylon. He's telling them a lie to try to keep their morale up, like they're destroying Iran. But you go around social media, all right, and it's showing that they're getting their ass kicked. All right, they probably captured this dude. They probably torturing his ass. All right, which is all leading to them getting boots on the ground, all right, in Iran to get slaughtered even more. All right, so let's get a couple precepts, man. All right, let's get this right here. Let's get this, what is this, Psalm 58, 64. That's a good one, to make these tongues fall upon themselves. Yeah, let's get that. But I was looking for another one, but I'll start off with this. This book of Psalm 64 in verse, where are we at? Is that in there? Hold up. That's not it. It's let me just get to the original. I thought that said to make their tongues fall upon themselves, because they do. They expose the X. You see what's going on with when you go on X or Twitter. Right, it's like you see people doing videos in the internet. That's the thing about the internet. It shows everything. All right, and it's this devil talking about something. At the end of that video that we just saw, Trump telling, hey, all their missiles are broken, their radars. If their radar is broken, then how the fuck do they have a missile to target a fast-ass jet? All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58. Psalm chapter 58. I just had it. In verse 3, it says, the wicked, which is, who is the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The wicked are estranged from the womb. It says they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So the wicked, they speaking lies, man. Obviously, we have eyes, and obviously the internet shows everything. So what you're telling me that Iran is a weak. They don't have a navy. They don't have a radar. They don't have missiles. But then they shooting down not only one but two. And you got a missing soldier on the ground, scared as hell. Probably don't got no ammo. Maybe got a little pistol. All right. You flying around with the helicopter trying to look for him. They shooting at you. America's looking crazy right now. Let's go to, you people are looking, hey, because the Lord is bringing you down. This is the end of your empire, man. Like me and the brother Samak was going into last night. Isaiah 14 in verse 10, NLT, with one voice they all cry out, now you are as weak as we. Weak as we are. All right. That's reading the KJV. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Because America, World War II, all right, they hit Japan with them big ass missiles. I mean, those big ass bombs, the atomic bomb, and the whole world feared America. All right, that's why America goes around the bully of the earth, and ultimately because the Lord built them up to be the hammer of the earth. But now you seeing that hammer not working like it used to. All right, yeah, that old hammer, the handle is kind of broke. All right, you know how you got a hammer, you got the front part of it, and then you got the two horns from the back, whatever they call that shit. One of them broken off. So when you try to pull a nail a lot, you know how you use the backside to pull a nail. If you ever use the hammer. All right, you can't pull the nail up like you used to. It was efficient. All right, you know you you got a hammer, all right, the front side, and you got the two back sides, and you got between it. You put the nail in between, and you hook up. But one of the prongs is missing. That hammer fucked up. All right, even though America's still strong, don't get me wrong, but you're not as strong as people that American citizens think you are. That you think you are. All right. And you definitely not gonna win that war, all right, with Iran, all right, because Russia gonna get in, but this war is leading to the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shah, really, all right. That's the end all be all. Y'all about to fight against the Heavenly Father Yahweh, all right. This is the book of Jeremiah. He said, why are you making this video for? Because we the prophets. Jeremiah chapter 28. Don't you live in America? Yeah, but the Lord is going to deliver us, deliver the elect, Lord willing, and part elect. And this is a place of our captivity. That what the captive exile, as it says in Isaiah 51, the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose. We want to be loose from this place, man. And it's good to see the downfall of our enemies. That's why we wake up early in the morning, giving thanks to the Lord. The Wadi Halbashim Al Shai, that is devil going down. All right. Jeremiah 28 verse 8, it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And isn't America a so-called great kingdom? They got all these, they put sanctions on whoever they want. They got a petrodollar. All right, they got the so-called biggest military, Navy, sea, land. All right, satellites all in the sky. All right, they got these other nations by the balls. Excuse my, they got them in a chokehold. They use that. They got these nations in a fucking chokehold. Damn fucking, you got these niggas in the what's his name? John Jones chokehold, about to kill these motherfuckers. All right, they got the power because the Lord set them up. All right, but now you seeing this place going down, and we prophesying against it as His word go out, as His word continue going out. This devil continue falling, man. All right, and that's a good thing. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's in the news, man. Like Elder Hawaii in the news. CBS Morning. You got the brothers up. You got the brothers going in. The elders from London. The staff of the mighty has broken. Jake. Iranian civilians about a bomb children. Through. But we just read that. Palm Bunny getting fired. All you niggas getting fired. Strong winds assist with explosion of Springs fire. Evacuation place order. Lawmakers react to White House massive defense spending proposal. Yeah, they about to cut different programs. You niggas you American motherfuckers. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's this. Fair use.
So this is kind of crazy. The highest paid engineers aren't just coding.
Man.
Well, the White House is asking Congress to approve more money for the escalating war in Iran. That could bring the U.S.
showing that this war is not going to stop. They doing this. All right, the economy is going to be so fucking fucked. They about to push this chip on you people, man. They making conditions worse, and they going to blame it on this war. All right, that's a good thing. We don't mind. Because why? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Anyways, Mr. Ian might talk. She getting claimed too.
Well, the White House is asking Congress to approve more money for the escalating war in Iran. That could bring the U.S. military spending to the highest level in modern history. CBS congressional reporter Torian Small has more on how Washington is reacting to this ongoing conflict. Torian, good morning.
Good morning, Kelly. President Trump spent the day yesterday.
Salaki, that's what it says. More money. Why? He wants more money so he can escalate the war. $1 trillion for a war we already won a month ago in 2 weeks. No. See? That's my president. Goofy ass. Liar. See? Hey. And the scriptures don't lie, man. Salaki, man. I see the mindset of these Babylonians. They waking up to this devil. But what you gonna do about it?
Well, the White House is asking Congress to approve more money for the escalating war in Iran. That could bring the U.S. military spending to the highest level in modern history. CBS congressional reporter Torian Small has more on how Washington is reacting to this ongoing conflict. Torian, good morning.
Good morning, Kelly. President Trump spent the day yesterday behind closed doors meeting with this national security team as the war in Iran intensifies. Well, days earlier, he had signaled the end could be near.
He's looking for a way out. Clearly, this war has not gone the way they thought.
Unimpressed Democrats on Capitol Hill are mounting pressure.
How the hell he looking for a way out and you just spend more money? Come on, man.
on the White House to wrap up the war with Iran, something President Trump signaled in a primetime address to the nation this week.
I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly.
The president again extended Friday's deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to Monday night as it continues to squeeze a choke point for the world's energy supply in retaliation for the U.S.'s attacks. On social media Friday, Trump floated the U.S. could reopen the strait with, quote, a little more time. Now a spending battle looms over Washington. The Trump administration sent next year's budget request to Congress, asking for $1.5 trillion for the Pentagon, a more than 40% increase from the current fiscal year, while seeking to cut non-defense spending by 10%.
Well, that's staggering.
Maryland Representative Jamie Raskin told CBS's Major Garrett that ask will be met with questions as Democrats have repeatedly tried and failed to rein in Trump's war powers.
I think that we're going to need to return to constitutional government, both in terms of congressional exercise of the war powers and in terms of congressional control.
He's not going to, y'all, because he's a cruel Lord. He's a king. He's the king of Babylon. And the Lord is using this devil. Let's get this right quick. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is using this devil. This book of Proverbs 21 and verse 1, it says, the king's heart. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So the Lord, the word heart goes to the Hebrew word lab, meaning your mind. It says, so the kings, who's a modern king right now, that's why they have the No Kings protest. All right. Your boy, Nero. All right. 47, 45, 47. It says the king's heart, the elder pastor deemed that, Nero 47. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Let's read the NLT. The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever he pleases. So the Lord's got the kings in his got the king's mind doing his will. All right. Doing his will. All right, what I was going to go to. Isaiah 19. So Trump, he's controlled by the Lord, but ultimately, all right, he's controlled. Well, no. The Lord is using these elite bankers, these Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, to tell Trump what to do. All right. And the Lord is controlling all their minds, man. All right, because Trump is just a puppet to the elite bankers, man. Isaiah 19, and he said, fuck Congress. Isaiah 19, where I'm at. Isaiah 19 in verse 4, it says, in the Egyptians, which the America's spiritual Egypt, all right, as it says in Revelation 11. All right, look at the back of your dollar bill. Why you got a pyramid on the back of your dollar bill, man? Why you got Memphis, Tennessee? All right, it says it's like in the Egyptians when I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. So what? You got a cruel Lord and a fierce king. All right, doing what the hell he wants to, man. So like him. All right. Head staff fires top command during combat. All right. You got the brothers in Serenade going in. I was watching them earlier. And my brother Samat. Just doing the work, man. Just doing the work. Staying out of the way, man. Iran escalating attacks. You know, I ain't gonna play all these videos. This is America's wider war looms. U.S. troops mobilized amid Iran tensions. Brothers in Holland going in. Shalom, man. All right. Ground invasion. Second suspect in custody after deadly shooting a baby girl in Brooklyn, Williamsburg. You niggas gonna get put to death, man. That's why the nukes coming, killing babies. Hey, man. These niggas gotta be destroyed. Just out here shooting, just out here being niggas. They don't got nothing better to do. Damn, get some hoes or something, man. Which them hoes are fucked up, man. Serve the Lord. Mission first, Army veterans explains why a pilot, what's on a pilot's mind. And they got the videos that shit is zesty ass. They just put some zesty shit in it. All right, man. Look at her. Erica about to do this damn demon. All right. You know, so with that, I'm going to close out, man. Shit is going down, man. Hey, let me get one more precept before I go, man. So I'm always bringing this out. I ain't going to make it too long. Jake don't have a long attention span. He probably exit out the first 5 minutes. It is all good. This is book Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 39 verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, the prophets, and be occupied in prophecy. So that's what we up. We occupied in prophecies, current events, and what? And what? We measuring the time diligently, as it says in 2 Esdras 9. You know, so with that, I'm going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham Recha Chodash. All right, I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone with Ruwell, and I want to give peace, greetings, peace, greetings, and salutations to all the elect Akim. That's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Hey, Shalom Akim. Hey, keep pushing. Hey, keep enduring. Shalom.